Hello there, people. How are we doing? It is the 4th of February and it is the 48-hour analysis. So sit back and relax because we're going to discuss how all of these skins are currently performing in terms of sales, and we're going to give a good idea of what might have potential problems and what might be perfectly fine, maybe even good to be an investment or two, make great profits from. So, just to give you the added context, right now there's 164,000 people playing. Now, if you can remember, the peak player amount that we had for the 4th swipe day in January was 176,000 people playing. So, very close to that number, very nice to see. The momentum is still there, loads of people are still playing Rust, and I also just quickly went and checked. Currently with the 6th most played game, on Thursday we were the 4th best, but it's still good. So yeah, Rust is still very popular at the moment in terms of people enjoying the game, playing it a lot. So of course the prices are doing very well as well. So as you can see, prices are doing very nicely. How about we just quickly refresh? Yep, some skins have changed around. So we are going to be talking about all of the skins that just appeared 2 days ago. We're going to give an insight for what potentially might be good investments and what potentially might have problems. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's start talking about comics, hoodie and pants. So the main thing that I wanted to compare this with was the Whiteout collection. Basically, if you aren't fully aware, a good 2 years ago we had the release of the Whiteout hoodie and pants. So if we could go by highest subscribers, yeah, we're going to find Whiteout hoodie. Now why is this? What's going on? So to give you the full context of the early 2021 time, that was when offline TV era was. If you don't know what that is, basically there is a large Twitch group, streaming group called Offline TV, and they set up a Rust server towards the very end of December of 2020, and it got very popular. And then other streamers noticed it and wanted to jump in as well, and more and more. Eventually getting to the point where every big Twitch streamer was playing on the Offline TV server. And with so many people watching their favourite streamers playing Rust, loads of people played Rust, loads of people were buying skins, and that is the reason why the likes of the Whiteout hoodie has 86,000 skins in circulation. So theoretically there's 86,000 skins in circulation, and it's all because of that era. And that is why when you scroll down to early 2021, you can see there was a very high amount of people playing on average, and 244,000 peak players. But we have to kind of treat that as an anomaly, because obviously that time has come and gone, and we probably won't see anything like that ever again. But one thing what we can say is we have seen some steady growth over time. You know, right now, recently we just had 76,000 players playing, and then we have 165,000 players playing, obviously, as you can see right there. So, yep, we're still doing good, but 165,000 people does not compare to around 244,000. So, basically, we're not going to be reaching 86,000 sales. A lot of people say, oh, does that mean it's easily going to be a great profit then? No, because Whiteout and comics are going hand in hand, competing with each other directly. They are both now the white camouflage set. So, one thing that we were talking about on the Thursday is we know Whiteout collection tends to be near the front page all the time. It's usually always there. So basically, what I've said is Whiteout very easily could have crashed in price. If people didn't care for it, the price would have crashed a long time ago. But people do care for it. People really do like it. So at the moment, the likes of the Whiteout hoodie, it's selling for $5. Yes, this had 86,000 purchases, but it still sells for $5 because people like the full white set. It looks nice, and as I said, if you're in the snowy environment, great camouflage. So let's now roll more into this. What I'm saying is if everybody starts to use the likes of the new comics hoodie and pants, and theoretically we're very likely going to be seeing some armour being submitted soon, and if that gets accepted, what's going to happen is it's always going to be capped with the prices of what Whiteout are. All of these are around $4 to $5. These are selling for $2. When these get more expensive than Whiteout, they probably won't go too high, because suddenly, if they're more expensive than Whiteout, people probably go back to using Whiteout because it's the cheaper option. Do you see the fun conundrum that we have there? The dilemma, I guess you could say. So yes, I do believe Comics 13 Pence will go up in price, but I do think the presence of Whiteout collection that you see here very likely will be the anchor which stops the comics collection from going super high in price. Now, what we also need to address is, after 2 days, we've already got 22,000 sales. This is definitely going above 30,000. How far might it go? But I've seen things like this happen before. So, if you can recall, a year ago, we saw the likes of Dragon Rage. Why is he talking about Dragon Rage? Well, Dragon Rage was a cheaper alternative to Blackout. So if we could just go over to there. This also started off with Hoodie and Pants. These were selling for $2.49. These were selling for $1.99. These had 28,000 sales each. So this is actually a good thing to compare with, because both Whiteout and Blackout collections are usually very in demand. But when you compare Blackout collection to Whiteout collection came out during the offline TV era. It has a whole lot more sales. So the demand kept the price up with Whiteout, but it never made it reach as high as the Blackout collection values of skins. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, in terms of demand, Dragon Rage is probably a great thing to compare with the comics collection. It did start off with the Hoodie and Pants. So what we want to do is we're just going to look at all of this. And here we are. So this had 28,000, this had 28,000. Then the second batch of skins, the second core piece, was the tier 3, so face mask and chest plate, 35,000 sales, or well, almost 36,000 sales, and then almost 34,000 sales. So we had an excess amount of a few thousand skins in comparison to the Hoodie and the Pants. So these only go up to about $3.60 and about $5. Why? Because there's an excess amount in comparison to these two. Then we had the kilt, so the tier 2 and the kilt. Kilt had 35,000 sales, and well, again, is an excess amount in comparison to this, and well, this is actually weirdly the one that's struggling the most. It's only at $2.49. Remember, people, loads of people still are playing this game at the moment, so it's very surprising to see this is struggling. What I'm trying to get across is, the Hoodie and the Pants are still good. Hoodie, almost $13. Pants, just under $7. What I believe is we're probably going to see something very similar with the likes of the comics collection. With the Hoodie and the Pants, very likely will be the most valuable pieces. What's a better way of putting it? If we do see comics tier 3 or tier 2 being accepted next, I get the feeling that the tier 2 and the tier 3 armour are going to get even more purchases in comparison to the Hoodie and the Pants. Does that make sense? Like, once people realise that this is a new collection that's going to be progressing, loads of people will be jumping on the later parts, and unfortunately the later parts can end up becoming the least profitable skins. So, regardless, with a high amount of sales, these went up very nicely in price. So now we hop back over to here. It is a risk. There are no guarantees, but I fully expect there to be demand for it. It's cheaper than Whiteout. So, at the very least, would you get your money back? I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. I think that would be perfectly fine. But you know what's also perfectly fine? They are both abnormal. I don't need to rush into buying it, but I can try my best to build up all the context, look at it all and just think, you know what, maybe I just do the buy orders first. Maybe I do make some purchases when I see the buy orders. Remember, the extra safe option in making a purchase is probably wait until Thursday. And that's another thing that I want to point out. I refunded some skins I bought. So on Thursday, I purchased the likes of the Pizza Hut shirt. This is now down to $1.12, but there's so many listed. Yeah, but it's the pants that are the worst one. 149 here and 129 there. I refunded mine because my buy order was picking them up for less than $1. So if I just go over to here, I believe, yep, pending £85, which is over $100. A purchase you made recently has been refunded to your Steam wallet. Now, guys, You can't do this all the time. You can do this every now and then, right? I probably won't be making a purchase on this account again for a while, because if there is a situation like this again where I took the risk, but then I do refund again, you can't keep frequently refunding. They will turn around and say, no, you've done this too much. You have to keep the purchase now. So I played it extra safe. I looked at the numbers and I realised, you know what, I'm better off stepping back. I could just do a strong buy order instead. That's my answer. That's what I decided to go with. And yeah, I'm just envisioning that once we're past all of this great momentum with loads of people playing and whatnot, these skin prices easily could go down in price. So I'd rather just refund the money that I spent and just put down a stronger buy order. That'll be perfectly fine. That'll work out perfectly fine. So yeah, this is something that you might have to apply with the likes of Comics Collection. Maybe, but we'll need to see how strong the buy orders are. Remember, Pizza Collection wasn't abnormal, right? We didn't have that extra batch of time to really get a good look at it and make a consideration whether we could probably just stick with a buy order or just make a purchase. I just had to look what was in terms of sales and then make the decision whether to buy it or not. So let's just throw you away. So yeah, that's down, that's out of it. Now what I also want to bring up is, with the inclusion of the Comics Collection, Whiteout hoodie and pants did go down in price. And you can see that right there. It did have a bit of a downtrend. So this is where it's selling for around just shy of about $6. Comics Collection gets accepted, hoodie and pants goes down. Right now it's selling for $5.25. So it did take a hit. You could probably sit there and say about 15% down. This is unfortunate. Yes, it is. But you know, only for the Whiteout collection. But yeah, this is now $4.23. But just a good, let's say, what we're about here. This one hasn't changed as much, but it did go down a bit, a good 10%. So yeah, we have seen the impact on the Whiteout collection with the inclusion of comics. So at the moment, with 22,000 sales each, as I said, smartest thing to do is probably just do the buy orders first on the Wednesday/Thursday night. And then we'll consider buying them on the Thursday. You could buy some right now if you really want to. But I do remember with the likes of the Whiteout collection, when the hoodie and the pants first came out, when the extra pieces came out, so when we got the likes of the, the tier 2 and the tier 3 and whatnot, this just instantly shot up. You know what? We can actually look in the history. We can look in the history. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You can see those spikes in demand. So yeah, they did go up very nicely. And they haven't reached those highs ever since. Because, of course, so many of them were bought. So many of them started to get sold instantly when people saw the price went up. So yeah, just learn from that and, well, you can make your decision now. I've thrown out a lot of context towards you in regards to the hoodie and the pants for the comics collection. What do you think? At the moment, I feel very confident with the amount of sales that we see here. We will be seeing some armour soon. Preferably without the silly face. No face. Just do like some glasses instead or something. You know, that'd be funny. Yeah, that would work. For a doodle style, go with the glasses. Alright then, so we're done with that. Let's now talk about tempered small box. Right, so I made several videos, didn't I? I made several videos talking about the problems in regards to the tempered large box. I made a short video right there, didn't I? Well, now that we got this, the likes of the tempered large box, doing quite alright. In terms of, we'll just click it and we'll take a look, won't we? So right now there's 320. They're selling for $4 each. It didn't really spike. It went up a bit, but it didn't really change that much. What we saw before was this had like 300 and something quantity, and then it went down to about 270, about 260. Later in the night it did go down to 260 quantity. But unfortunately, yep, people started to list theirs, they've built up resistance, and now this can't easily go up in price. This is an unfortunate thing. And it's all down to the fact that tempered large box had estimated 39,000 sales. Right now, the small box, there's 21,000 sales almost. We're very likely going to be, well, I am confident we're going to go over 30,000 sales, and that's going to be a problem. It's a nice looking box, but in terms of being nice and profitable, you probably won't be making a huge profit out of it. I'm just being concerned. I can't guarantee anything, but I am looking at this with a bit of a worry. Now, when this appeared, did the likes of these two go up in price? Let's just go take a look. They trended upwards a bit. They did trend upwards a bit. So, I don't know. Maybe it could have trended upwards because loads of people playing the game again. Because, as we got close towards the end of January, it did go down a bit. But, people jumping back in to test out the new update and whatnot. The trend is there, so I will apply that to the fact that we've just seen a new tempered deployable being accepted. But yeah, the likes of the tempered large box didn't really change that much. And this is still during the good times. What's going to happen when we're in the bad times? How cheap will these get? And this. So at the moment, I am concerned for the tempered small box, because if we end up with so many sales, we now have to cross our fingers and hope another tempered deployable comes out to boost that one up as well. That's basically it, isn't it? But yeah, I have recently just put out a video in regards to learning from the past. So yep, that's that. Now, it is a bit of a hard thing to do in regards to trying to figure out for an absolutely new skin, but we can learn from this, right? We can learn from this how this behaved over the past 4 weeks, and then we can apply it to that. We need to see how many sales happen, and then we need to figure out what's probably a good idea in terms of a buy order. Now, this hasn't gone that far. And when we go through bad times, wouldn't be surprised if we do go below $3. That is to be expected. It's probably a good idea to probably sell some of these now, because once we hit maybe March or April time, all Rust skins very likely will probably start to go down in price. So, yeah. So let's just keep an eye out for this one at the moment. But yeah, learning from this, we can apply it to this, and we can figure out what potentially might happen to this. It's alright, cool. Right, so Desert Stone Sleeping Bag. So we know that this is actually trying to become a collection. As you can see here, we have the original stone one, which was supposed to be for like the boulders and the cliff sides and the grassy areas. And well, Desert Stone got picked over it. So I kind of wouldn't be surprised if Firefly probably makes a green one. Probably, as I said, mossy stone or something. So I expect that to happen. But what I did mention on Thursday, and thanks to whoever pointed it out to me, we already have a direct competitor for a desert camouflage sleeping bag. What was that? Oh yes, it was the Desert Scout. So Desert Scout exists. Desert Scout is right there, and I'll be honest with you, seems to do a bit of a better job. What I'm saying is, if people wanted to use a desert camouflage sleeping bag, they already have the option here. And because they already have the option, and with that selling early 8,600, we've already beaten that. We've already beaten it, 13,700 sales. Now, here comes the question. Is this going to be a very nice, profitable sleeping bag? At the moment, even if it does become profitable, it probably won't go so far. Why? Because we have the other sleeping bag, the desert one. The Desert Scout is what I meant to say, sorry. So, we're in a bit of a pickle. At the moment, it's a skin where I'm looking at it and I'm like, I probably won't be focusing this. It is abnormal. Let's remember, 7 of these skins are abnormal. Only the Thompson is not abnormal. We have this little tag here, right here, that will point out all skins that are not abnormal. So if you're ever using SCMM and you see this tag, it identifies the fact that this is not abnormal. It will only become marketable when the next rust or rotation appears. Understand? Good. Right, so this right here, I am looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we'll just first of all take a look and see what the cheapest sleeping bag is at the moment. Lowest price, please show me. Right, so at the moment it is the Christmas bag. It's out of season because of course it's a Christmas sleeping bag, but it's still a $1.26. So sleeping bags at the moment overall doing pretty good, but that's a $2.49 sleeping bag right there. So we do also have to take that into consideration. What I'm saying is I'm not super confident with this at the moment, but if it does turn into a collection, will that cause it to jump up in price? I don't know. Yes, we've seen the likes of tempered deplorable skins jumping up when new tempered deplorable skins are accepted, but for something like this, we're just going to have to learn, aren't we? But by default, $1 is super safe, but would we go and push it up to about $1.50, maybe $2? We shall see. As of now, based on the sales that I'm seeing, we're probably going to end up around 20,000 sales in total. I feel confident to sit here and say I think we could easily just get this with a buy order. It's abnormal. Maybe that's the safer approach. So Let's leave it until Wednesday or Thursday night. Now we've got the Corrupted Furnace. Gentlemen, I have pointed this out many times. I was keeping track of furnace skins for a long time, keeping track of like how well they're doing at the time, because we've had quite a lot of, well, we had 15 furnaces accepted in 2022. And well, what did we see most of the time? All of these were in the negative. That is a fact. I saw it with my own eyes. When we're in the bad times again, all of these are going to go back in the red. Maybe not all of them. Some of them might be stand out. Some of them might be part of a collection and then maybe they'll pop back up again. Some of them will be back in season and people will want them again. So what I'm saying is, by default, I don't think this is going to be doing all right. This, with 12,000 sales already, very likely will be reaching 20,000 sales in total as well. I am... Well, first of all, it does look cool. It does look cool. When we do the Saturday Skin Showcase, you'll see it for yourself. That does look good in-game. When it turns on. When it's turned off, it doesn't really look very good. So, yeah. Corrupted Collection has already had all of its clothing and armour pieces accepted. If we do start seeing a whole new range of Corrupted deplorables, maybe the Furnace will pop up a bit. But by default, I'm not confident with it. I've seen how Furnace skins have played out in the past in 2022. I firmly believe it's probably best that we just stick with doing a buy order on that one. That is my opinion. That's what I'll be doing. So yeah. Also, it's abnormal, so we don't need to rush into it. Right, log door. Guys, yeah. It's fun. But wooden doors in general, yeah. Now, I can see the appeal of it because it blends in very, 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 very nicely with the wooden walls. But, yeah, just take a look at all of these wooden doors, right? During these good times, so many of them are in the red. But yes, we do have this fun design. We do have this fun design that a lot of people very likely will appreciate over time. What I'm saying is, I get the feeling initially it will be going below its retail price, but as time progresses, as we go on and on and on throughout the year, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up going above its retail price eventually. But like I said, firmly believe that will be going below its retail price at some point during this year. Maybe it's best to just do a lower price buy order, pick them up as we go along, and then by the same time next year, when we're in this position, when we probably have another lovely wave of loads of people playing again in 2024, this very easily might go up in price. But I just don't see it going that high up in price. Now, we definitely aren't seeing a problem with the likes of Twig Door, where this had 33,000 plus sales. That's oversaturated. You know, quantity versus demand. There's too much quantity, so yeah, excess skins. You know what? I'll just show you. It's a very easy thing to show. We'll just go to the store, and then I'll just click the details, and you can see see it for yourself. How many of them on the Steam market? How many of them on the third-party sites? So I'll click that. Click. And what do we have? We have 329 of them on the Steam market, and on the third-party sites, it's not too ridiculous on the third-party sites. But yeah, sometimes you occasionally see like a few hundred on there, and it definitely also influences the price overall. So yeah, 352, loads of resistance, yeah. But we're not in that position where we see tons of log door skins being bought. So at the moment, maybe just compare it to one of these. Like, even the transparent Wild Animals door isn't doing very well at the moment. It's awkward. Wooden doors are like this. Some of them stand out quite nicely, and then some of them just, no. No. So yeah, it is a bit awkward. It is abnormal. We'll just wait and see, right? Maybe that's the best answer to go with. So yeah, it's not the best answer, but that's all I can really give. Now we've got Industrial Craft Box. I don't know if this is going to turn into a collection. Maybe we could check the workshop and read the comments. No one asked whether we're going to see this turn into a collection, so there had to be an industrial theme skin to be accepted for the update, for the industrial update. Had to. So I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to go very far. But hey, we did see a few independent large box skins come out earlier in 2022 that did quite alright, and we can show you right now. So of course we had 2 collections in 2022. at the start of 2022 with the scientific collection, and towards the middle and nearly the end of 2022 we had the likes of the graffiti collection. But then we got the likes of the reinforced large box, gold large box. Yeah. I think the best thing to compare this with is probably the reinforced large box. Nothing wacky, nothing insane. It sold a fairly tame amount. It doesn't have too many on the Steam market, and people like it for what it is. Basically, in terms of design, it's not too out there and colourful, much like the industrial craft box. So I think the best thing to compare it with is the reinforced large box. And right now, during these ever so lovely good times, if you bought this for $2, you could sell it for $2.44. So if you bought it for $2 and sold it for $2.44, you make like 14 cents profit. Is that worth it? Do you get what I mean? Yeah, maybe it's better off that we do a buy order on it. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not worth it, is it, to put your money towards that? Try and get it in a buy order or something. That's probably the smarter approach. So what we should do is just quickly go and see, for a $1.99 skin, how cheap did this get? And it went as low as about $1.30, $1.40. Well, there you go. That's something to remember for the abnormals. Right. Sorry about this. I'm trying to turn this off. And then lastly, we have the Wasteland Thompson. Right. So, by default, it's a Thompson. Thompson skins. How well are they doing at the moment? They're doing pretty good. I already made this joke on Thursday. Basically, out of every single Thompson skin that we can see, they're all in the positive at the moment. Now, during bad times, only a few of them were in the negative. Let me point this out. Only a few of them were in the negative when we were during the very bad times. Now, overall, yes, the Thompson skins will go down in price when we're in the bad times. But because Thompsons get used so much, they're so reliable, they're not too hard to get all the resources for to gather and make in the game and whatnot, they have very high usage. High usage equals high demand to use the skins, which of course leads to higher skin prices. So, with loads of people playing, there's loads of people out there wanting to use a Thompson. And of course, this is the reason why so many of these Thompson skins have shot up in price. Look at the values in these. $5 plus, loads of them. So yeah, basically guys, that Wasteland Thompson, when we go through the bad times, maybe it will go below its retail price. But when we go through the good times, eventually it will go up very nicely. Even the Recycler Thompson is above $3 at the moment. That wasn't super crazy in terms of design. This one right here, it is part of a collection. Wasteland is a bit weird, but it is a collection. And the Thompson very likely will be the only skin that will be in the positive. Yeah, AK, Python and SAR, we see a few too many of these, but with the Thompson, now was just the perfect time for it. So yeah, I actually sat here and said I'm going to buy 100 of these. Well, you know, when I get that money, maybe I will. No, I will do so. I'm probably just going to leave it until once I get this all resolved and whatnot, I'll do the purchase there. And yeah, because I've got to do a whole bunch of buy orders first before I do the purchase. It's awkward, but I'm strategizing. Remember, people, you've got to always keep in check with the amount of money that you can offer. You never know when the likes of a CSGO update might come out or a new CSGO case. That's not relevant to Rust, but you know, I'm involved with loads of other things. So that is everything discussed. And like I said, I did refund my Pizza Hide shirt and pants skins because it definitely looked like it wasn't going to be holding up the value, and it definitely looked like I was going to be successful with my buy orders regardless. So better to get my money back, and then I can put that money towards other things, much like I said with the likes of this Thompson. As of now, with the likes of the Comics hoodie and pants, I am conflicted. I've seen how skins collections in a very similar position sold a lot, but still jumped up in price when new pieces appeared, when new core pieces appeared. Yes, we also have the issue where Whiteout has so many in circulation that no matter what, even if these start going up in price, they might be anchored based on the prices of what these are. So that's something to be a bit cautious about. Now, let's also point out, do people honestly think these two go hand in hand? Are they the perfect white collections in terms of running around in the snowy areas and whatnot? Or is one better than the other? What's the general consensus? What's the general opinion? We will need to show this off in the Saturday Skin Showcase. So, That's definitely a thing that needs to be addressed. Now, yeah, we just need to see what happens next. But like I said, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, and people probably have already asked him, hey, are you going to make armor soon? Make a check it. No. Make armor. Will there be a full set? Yes, friends, there will be a sequel. There you go. We know it's happening. It will happen. But we can't guarantee that the acceptances will happen, you know? So I have to face punch that part. So, with all of that addressed, let's go quickly take a look and see what's going on in the past. So what happened with the skins last week? Yep, these are up at the moment, but I get the strong feeling the pizza hide will be going down. And with the likes of the Arctic Protection... Let's go take a look at you. We have 116 burlap shoes on the market at the moment. Buy orders going all the way up to $1. Buy orders all the way up to $1. Price right here is $1.20. During the bad times, maybe it'll go all the way down to $1. Maybe. But as time progresses, should be right. But with only 2 days past, what I'm saying is everybody who has the availability to be able to list these, it hasn't reached that point yet. Once we get to Thursday, everyone that bought these will then be able to sell them. So that's the one thing that we need to be aware of and wait for. I didn't refund my shoes because I really think in the long term they will comfortably rise up in price. And then with the likes of the burlap head wrap, well, it seems to be in a very similar position. Buy orders going all the way up to here, and the prices around here. No major signs of resistance. Yeah, you got a 14 there and a 15 there, but it's very thin, all in between. So, as of now, looking perfectly comfy. So yeah, that's fine. The garage door, let's go take a quick look at you. For a $3.49 skin, your buy orders are still only going up to $3. But remember, people, you never know. We might see a new dungeon deployable coming out. So yeah, keep that in mind. And yep, all of these weapons down in price, not surprised. So let's now quickly go take a look at the likes of the Lunar New Year skins. Have they held up? Well, that's going down in price. That's going down in price. That definitely went down in price, down 31 already. So yeah. Not too much of a surprise. And even the Chinese lantern shot down as well because loads of people bought them because they saw that the buy orders were still on there to keep the price up, and maybe they sold to them and maybe it crashed down. You get the idea. So loads of people, like flies, saw a potential very quick profit and they bought tons of them, and now there's probably loads of them on the Steam market because of that. 315. Yep. Okay, what about January 12? How about this? Let's go take a look at you. Yeah, Arctic Collection's doing alright. Dungeon Armored Door's still in a weird position. Of course, we have the charitable skins, what's it called again? Trust and Rust. Sorry, I got them mixed up with charitable Rust. Trust and Rust skins are not tradable, so you get the idea. So yeah, even the likes of this is going down. That's unfortunate, but you never know. We might see a new Constellation skin being accepted at some point. So yep. A lot of the newer skins are going down in price. So this is unfortunate. Yeah. Such is life, unfortunately. You've got to accept things like this. You never know what might happen, but unfortunately, it is to be expected. A lot of newer skins tend to immediately go down in price. Some lucky ones that are part of collections keep getting new pieces added, so it keeps the momentum, it keeps people invested in the collection. So, yeah. Gentlemen, this was quite a long talk, but just to reiterate, I still think the Thompson's perfectly fine, only 8,500 sales at the moment. But a lot of these other skins, most notably the top 4 here, they have had a very high amount of sales in comparison to what they are. 23,000 sales in this now. Oh wow, that was quick, it changed already. So yeah, this is a lot for current times right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if it dips below its Rust price a bit. The very second we potentially see comics armor being submitted, there'll be a jump in interest, and then if they are accepted, of course, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy jumps up in price, in demand, jumps up in demand, and then jumps up in price. Oh, my brain. Yeah, you get the idea. So it's up to you, people. The risk is there. Do you want to jump in on this? Would you rather just stick with a strong buy order, or would you just want to keep your Whiteout? I don't know what point I was trying to get to there. Okay then, cool. So, thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, see ya. Bye.